हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू टेक्स्ट बुक सुपर कोचिंग फॉर रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज। और आज के सेशन में आप सबका स्वागत है। टुडे ऑन मंडे यूजुअली वी डिस्कस अबाउट द वीकली करंट अफेयर्स। वीकली करंट अफेयर्स के ऊपर हमारी बात होती है, एमसीक्यूज हम डिस्कस करते हैं इस सेशन के अंदर। सो विल स्टार्ट विद दैट ओनली। So in this session for the next 30 minutes we are going to discuss some important MCQs from the last week's current affairs focusing on banking, economics as well as the finance. So I will start with the session. Please आपके आंसर्स जो है please put your answer into the comment section. Before going to start this session, if you are yet to subscribe our channel, please do subscribe the channel and like this session. Okay. So before going to start, if you have any questions, any queries, any kind of doubts, so एक बार comment section में डाल दीजिएगा. I will talk about those questions, queries and doubts, and then we'll start with the session. Okay. The first question is on your screen. In September, the Union government approved the proposal of the Ministry of Chemical Fertilizer for fixing the nutrient-based subsidy rates for Rabi season 24. Which among the following points are incorrect? So question is regarding nutrient-based subsidy. So at the end of the September, Government of India announced about these subsidies. So three statements are there. You need to answer the incorrect one, which of the point is incorrect. The Union government approved the nutrient-based subsidy rates for the Rabi season to ensure availability of the sodium and nitrogen fertilizer at the subsidized price. The subsidy of these fertilizers, the government by the NBS scheme with reference to 2015, 1st of April. The tentative budgetary requirement for Rabi season 24 would be approximately 475.53 crore. So which of the above statements are incorrect basically? So which statements are incorrect? There is a question over here. Now when it comes to the nutrient-based subsidy, the nutrient-based subsidy is never about the sodium and nitrogen. It is about the potassium and the phosphate. So potassic and the phosphatic fertilizers की usually बात होती है, never about the sodium and the nitrogen. The first statement is wrong. Second statement, it is with respect to 2010, not 2015. So 1st of April 2010 के reference के साथ ये normally mention होता है. The third point is right. The budget allocation is approximately right. So answer of this question, which statements are wrong? So 1 and 2. So A is the wrong statement over here. So A is the correct answer for this particular question. I'll go to the next question. Yes, so we already discussed about that. Next question. During the 4th Reinvest Summit hosted by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Confederation of Indian Industry, the leading renewable energy project developers, manufacturing companies, banks, and the financial institutions committed close how much trillion to the development of the RE projects by 2030? Yes. So what can be the answer over here? Reinvest Summit. This summit was organized in Gujarat. So under this summit, Prime Minister of India announced that the banks, financial institutions, as well as companies are going to invest that much amount of money. It's a huge amount of money. Obviously, the question definitely can be asked on that. So 32.5 trillion. That is 32.5 lakh crore. That much of investment we can get. So answer of this question is C. C यहाँ पे answer बन जाएगा. Now, Reliance Industries will lead the pack with the commitment of 100 gigawatt for the capacity. Then NTPC 41.3 and Renew 40 gigawatt. So these are some major pointers which are really very important for the exam point of view. Okay. So 32.5 trillion is the point. So answer of this question is C. So remember that. Okay. So we'll go to the next point. Supreme Court recently ruled that 90,000 IT reassessment notices sent out after how much are lawful. So recently, Supreme Court recently ruled that because the IT reassessment notices went to the many the taxpayers. So the case was in Supreme Court. Supreme Court finally announced that these much IT reassessment notices were lawful, not against the law. A date is properly mentioned by the Supreme Court in its one of its announcement. So answer of this question is the Supreme Court ruled that 90,000 IT reassessment notice sent out after April 1st, 2021 are the lawful. So that is a point which is mentioned. If the notices are sent on the latter dates or the previous dates, then then those notices won't be considered, but the notices sent after the 1st of April, depending on the new laws are the lawful. So that is a point mentioned over here. Now the deadline of income tax compliance, the TOLA was implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic. So TOLA is basically Taxation and Other Laws Relaxation Amendment Central Provisions Act 2021. So COVID-19 के टाइम पे थोड़ा सा ये implementation था. So that's the point over here. So answer of this question is 1st of April 2021. Due to COVID-19 impact, some cases went very wrong and some cases were pending, and for that reason this case was in the Supreme Court and the result is given by the Supreme Court. Now remember the question, another question which can be there in the exam is regarding this particular law. So ये भी एक factor यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. Textile Ministry has extended until how much the requirement to use the jute bags and packaging? Textile Ministry has extended until which date the requirement to use the jute bags for packaging? For packaging, like Government of India announced last time that the packaging should be with the help of jute material rather than using the plastics and the other stuff. So that will create a good employment generation for the jute industry. The jute industry will also get the very good demand, and for that reason this announcement was done by the Textile Ministry. But now the date is being extended for this implementation. Now it is till the December 31st. So Textile Ministry extended the December 31st the requirement to use the jute bags for the packaging. So mandatory use of 100% jute packaging for the food grains and 20% of the sugar production. So especially for the food grains as well as for the sugar production, this rule was created by the Textile Ministry. Now due to some logistical issues, due to some technical issues, this date is being extended till the December 31st by the Government of India. तो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आ जाएगा, थोड़ा ध्यान रखिएगा, ठीक है. दैट्स इट, बाकी तो इनफ है एग्जाम के लिए. India become which country to have $700 billion in the Forex reserves? India become which numbers country to have the $700 billion in the Forex reserve? So Forex reserve were increased recently. So India comes at the which ranking regarding the Forex reserve? Yes, first, second, third, fourth, or the fifth? Answer of this question, India become the fourth country to have the 700 billion plus Forex reserve dollars in the Forex reserve. The first country is obviously China, then Japan, and then Switzerland. So India comes at the fourth rank, which is one of the biggest achievement, no doubt about that. The foreign exchange reserve touched a new all-time high, $704.885 billion, the week ending September 27. So that was the news, and depending on this question was asked, this question can be asked in the exam. Which of the following has been appointed as the executive director by the RBI? RBI is a new executive director. That is a question over here. Now, recently, Monetary Policy Committee's 3 new members. We talked about those members in previous sessions. Now, the question is regarding executive director of the RBI. So, recently, Aviral Jain has been appointed as the executive director by the RBI Reserve Bank of India. So appointment effected from the 1st of October 2024. So he is going to handle the legal department, the premise department, and the Right to Information Act. That part he is going to handle. Before being promoted to the executive director, Jain was serving as a regional director for the Maharashtra. So obviously RBI employee hai, and now he become the executive director, which is one of the very important posts. Now he'll become the part of the center board of directors, which is the highest decision making authority, consists of 21 members. So he will be the part of that particular group. HSBC India services PMI decreased to how much in September from 60.9 in August? So question is regarding the service PMI, Purchasing Managers Index. The question is regarding the PMI, Purchasing Managers Index. The question earlier we talked about the this manufacturing PMI. Again, the question regarding manufacturing PMI is there in this particular session. The first we'll talk about the service PMI. both the PMI Purchasing Managers Index are going down. In the last month, we saw a downward direction regarding this PMI Purchasing Managers Index. So what was the number? So answer of this question is the PMI index decreased to 57.7 in the September from the 60.9 in the August. So normally last time also I discussed with you 0 to 100 is the scale for the PMI, out of which 50, if the score is above 50, which shows a positive sign. If the score is below 50, it shows the contracting situation. The number was above 60.9. Now it is coming down, going towards 50. That means a little bit trouble situation for the service sector over here. So that is the answer of this question. National Mission on Edible Oil and Oilseeds approved by the cabinet for the period of 24-25 too. So it is extended to for till which year? It was actually originally started in 2021. The National Mission on Edible Oil and Oilseed was initiated in 2021. Now Government of India talked about extending this policy till which year? This policy will be now implemented till 3031. So policy will be implemented till 3031 for the next 7 years. It has been extended, and Government of India also talked about the budget allocation. The target is set to 69.7 million tons oilseeds will be produced. That is another factor which is mentioned by the Government of India over here. So question is angle में भी बन सकता है. Now, oilseeds aims to promote the production of the major oilseed crops like mustard, groundnut, soybean, sunflower, and sesame. So this will be the major focus of Government of India till the 3031. So that is the point which is mentioned by the government. Which state has become the first state to get the Niti Aayog's Women Entrepreneurship Platform chapter? So first state of India who decided to implement Niti Aayog's Women Entrepreneurship Platform. Niti Aayog, National Institute for Transforming India. We created Niti Aayog in year 2015. It's a think tank to Government of India, an executive body which is chaired by Prime Minister of India. Vice Chairman is Sumant Beri sir, and CEO is BVR Subramaniam. So Women Entrepreneurship Platform is recently implemented by Telangana government. So Telangana government recently announced that they are going to work with the Niti Aayog regarding this particular platform. So We Hub and Telangana government together in association with Niti Aayog implementing this particular policy. Now, PME Drive scheme has been launched by the Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy with a financial outlay of 10,900 crore rupees for how many years? PME Drive. It was announced by the cabinet but officially flagged off by the Heavy Industry Ministry H.D. Kumaraswamy in New Delhi. So the question is, for how many years this policy is being implemented? It will be implemented for 2 years. For 2 years, the Government of India is going to implement this policy called as a PME Drive, and that is a focus over here. So answer is 2 years. So this policy is focusing on E2-wheelers, E3-wheelers, as well as ambulances, and also focusing on the trucks, e-trucks. So to promote these vehicles on roads, subsidies or the incentives will be provided under PME Drive. So 2 years is the answer. Now the next question is again regarding the oil seeds. Again the question, and the question is multi-statement question. You need to answer which is correct, which option or which options are correct here. The duration of scheme is for 7 years, 24-25 to 30-31, which we have discussed already. Budget outlay also we discussed 10,103 crore. The Union Ministry of Agriculture and Family Welfare will be the implementing agency. That is also right. The mission focusing on the oilseed production to 69.7 million. This is also right. So answer of this question is all are correct. सारे के सारे pointers यहाँ पे correct है. Remember, these are all cabinet announcements of the last week. So multiple questions can be asked like this, like multi-statement ways. We'll go to the next question. Next question regarding the Government of India's another announcement in which all these centrally sponsored schemes will be divided into 2 parts. One is called as a Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. Another is called as a Krishonnati Yojana. The question is, when we launch Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, this Yojana was originally launched in which year? These yojanas are already there. We are just putting all the centrally sponsored scheme, agriculture centrally sponsored scheme into these two categories. So this Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana was initiated, but before that, the total budget allocation for both the schemes is 1,01,321.61 crore. There is a total budget allocation for both the schemes. They are the umbrella schemes under which other schemes are going to work. So this Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana was originally launched in the 2007-8, whereas the Krushonnati Yojana was launched in 2005. So schemes were already there in the country, just we are putting the other schemes into that categories. So these are the schemes will come under the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. These schemes are mostly focusing on the agriculture sustainability. That is a point which is mentioned here. Then Krushonnati Yojana was launched in 2005. So 12 schemes will come under this. The Krushonnati Yojana is focusing mostly on the food security, will be the major focus of the Krushonnati scheme. So that is the point which is mentioned by the government in a recent announcement. Next question. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India assumed chairmanship of the Asian Organization of Supreme Audit Institution for how many years? CAG. CAG is a constitutional body right now headed by GC Murmu sir. So GC Murmu sir will be the chairperson of Asian Organization of Supreme Audit Institution for how many years? That's the question. Yes. Answer of this question is C. C is the answer for 2024 to 2027. For that much time frame, he will be the new head of this organization. I'll go to the next question. Moody's revised its calendar year 24 growth forecast for India to how much percent from its earlier estimates of 6.8% in June, as it expects growth in the Asia Pacific region to outpace the global economy. Yes, guys. So according to Moody's, what will be the India's GDP growth? According to Moody's, India's GDP growth will be 7.1%. That will be India's GDP growth for the calendar year. Sorry, so that is mentioned by this authority. So rest of the institutions, their GDP percentage is also mentioned. World Bank is very important for us, as well as ADB, and then we talked about the IMF. So these are the major institutions. The questions mostly asking on these institutions and their numbers. Now, BioRide, the another question regarding the BioRide, you need to answer which is incorrect. Incorrect statement आपको बताना है regarding the BioRide. BioRide scheme to foster innovation, promote bio-entrepreneurship and strengthen India's biomanufacturing and the biotechnology sector. The proposed outlay for the implementation of the unified scheme BioRide 9197 crore from the 16th Finance Commission period. BioRide consists of 4 components. So which statement is wrong? Which statement is not correct here? Look, the first statement regarding BioRide is absolutely right. Okay, nothing wrong with that, focusing on the biotechnology and the biomanufacturing. Second statement is wrong because of the 15th Finance Commission, not the 16th Finance Commission. And there are no 4 components, there are only 3 components under this BioRide. So which are incorrect? So 2 and 3 is incorrect. So answer will be D. D यहाँ पे आपका आंसर बन जाएगा for this particular question. Okay. 3 component: biotechnology research and development, industry entrepreneurship development, biomanufacturing and the biofoundry. So these are the concepts which are mentioned by the government of India. Yes, I'll go to the next question. The government has notified the National Bank for Financing Infrastructure Development as a public financial institution. Help the government fortify the nation's infrastructure finance structure under which act? Okay, so under which act government of India decided to notify it as the public financial institution? To announce as a public financial institution, usually we follow the Companies Act. So Companies Act section 2 is followed over here. RBI is the regulator, no doubt about that, but it will work as a public financial institution. It is already notified as a AIFI, All India Financial Institution. NABFID was created in year 2021 by the Parliamentary Act. Rajkiran Rai ji is the MD CEO, and KV Kamath is the chairperson of the NABFID. India's current account deficit increased marginally to 99.8 billion in the Q1 of 25 from how much in the year ago period. So current account deficit of India is being increased little bit. So question is around that particular point. Yes, Q1. Yes, it is deficit is increased to 1.1% of the GDP. It is now 9.8 billion. Earlier it was 8.9 billion. So 1.1% का यहाँ पे increase देखने को मिला when it comes to the CAD current account deficit. We'll go to the next question. India's manufacturing gross value added grew how much in 22-23 as per the annual survey of the industries. So annual survey of the industries with the help of Niti Aayog presented by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So according to them, what is the GVA of India, gross value added of India? 7.2%, 7.3%, 7.4%, 7.5% or 7.6%. So answer of this question is 7.3% is the gross value added. Gross value added shows how much input is given or how much input is being added for the production of the things, and that's the point. So which is very important for the exam. Many questions can be asked around this particular point. As of July, which remained the biggest trading partner of India? Which is the biggest trading partner of India if we'll talk about the Jan to July? Yes, answer of this question is USA. USA is the biggest trading partner of India. If we talk about the Jan to July, 72 billion, and India's export have grown 9.3 to 48.2 billion. So the total trade is 72 billion. The majority is export from India, that is 48.2 billion when it comes to the USA. We'll cover last 3 questions. The question is regarding the Monetary Policy Committee members, which we already know about. Section 45ZB of RBI Act of 1934 is responsible for this. So Professor Ram Singh, Saugat Bhattacharya and the Nagesh Kumar. So answer of this question is 1, 2 and 3. So E is the answer of this question, which is very easy. We already talked about these things. When it comes to the Professor Ram Singh, he is an economist. Saugat Bhattacharya, so Ram Singh sir is a director of Delhi School of Economics, whereas Dr. Nagesh Kumar is a director and the chief executive officer of the Institute of Studies of Industrial Development, whereas Saugat Bhattacharya is a economist, a freelancing economist. अभी तक एक्सिस बैंक के लिए सपोर्ट करते थे. Now he is going to work with the MPC Monetary Policy Committee. The credit rating agency ICRA has downgraded long-term rating of which of the following bank? So they downgraded the rating of which of the following bank? Bandhan Bank, Karnataka Bank, SBI, PNB and Union Bank of India. Downgraded rating for the long-term bonds. Basically, this rating is being downgraded for long-term bonds, not of the overall bank rating, but their investment capabilities. So the rating for the long-term bond is being reduced by them. Okay, so that's the case over here. The last question. PMI Manufacturing declined to how much in September? PMI Manufacturing. We already talked about the PMI service sector, which is also downgraded, and now PMI Manufacturing is also went down in comparison with the last month. So answer is basically 56.5. Earlier it was 57.5 when it comes to month of the August. Now it become 56.5. PMI Purchasing Managers Index is right now we are using HSBC's data, but originally is given by IHS Market, which comes under S&P Global. So they created this concept. This concept is used in nearly 40 countries all over the globe, and government also follows this data because it shows the actual situation from the starting of the business till the delivery of the order. So everything is been considered under the PMI, and that's the case regarding this particular data. So that's all from my side for the day. We'll see you in the evening session. Evening session will be at evening session will be at 6 o'clock regarding the PIB Press Information Bureau, where we are going to discuss few questions around the PIB Press Information Bureau. Okay, so we'll see you at 6 o'clock. Tab tak ke liye bye bye. Take care.